Hi DIY friends, we are so happy you're here and coming over to spend some time together with Diane and me. For today I have a new DIY for you and it is a trash to trash DIY. It is made from old bottles, so if you want to see what I made, I hope you stick around. If you like this content afterwards, we hope of course you will consider subscribing to our channel. You will find all the links for our channel because we also have a Christmas all year round channel and a short channel. So if you want to see more DIYs and more home decor, come on over and click the links in our description box. Enough talking, let's jump into our DIY. Here on my table, you'll see already our DIY, at least what we supposed to DIY. This is our um, the spaghetti sauce, and of course this one is from the Lidl. Of course someone speak it out as Lidl, but we say Lidl here over here. So I'm going to use two of their bottles and I'm going to try to make them into farmhouse bottles. So we will see if I succeed or not. So come along. First we're going to do is wipe up our label on top of our bottle. You see already I have my two bottles in some hot water, and most of the time in a couple of minutes the labels will be coming off very easy. You see here already I have the bottles, the labels are off my bottles, so we have a nice clean plate. What we're going to do right now, I'm going to do this in the white chalk paint. And of course, what I totally did forget to say, you have to use some stickers, and I have some letter stickers. I'm going to try to, first before I'm going to paint, I'm going to write on top of one of them farm milk and here farm cream. So I will do this on top of our bottle. So I will lay them down and I'm going to find my letters I need and then I show you. You see what I chose for words, and I use farm milk and I'm doing one farm 1913. So I'm going to paint this. Of course you see already I have the white chalk paint, and for the lids I will use the black schoolboard paint. So I'm going to paint this in the white color, but of course like I always say, you can do it any color you like. You see already I painted, I turned over my placemat. You see, you almost can't find the bottles, but I am going to paint this, like I said, in the white chocolate, and I'm just going over my letters so they get the nice chalk paint also, and then you can see it gives a nice structure and it's looking like if everything goes correct, it is looking like the letters is always belonging there. So that's why I do the stickers first and then I'm going to paint with chalk paint over it to give a feeling that the letters are belonging there. I show it to you first this way and later on we will distress them, of course. You see where the bottles, I did them one time in the chalk paint, and of course he needs one or two coats more. But for the lids, like I said, I'm going to use the blackboard school paint. But of course you can use any paint you like, what you have laying in your stash. That's always the most important to keep it. Whoa! That's always going wrong when my camera is running. I'm always have this kind of things, so I'm sorry. I'm going to do, I am not going to do it over. You can see that everything with the DIY, a lot of things can go wrong. We are just an amateur, just like you. So we let this dry for a moment and then we're going to give it also a second coat. And then we are almost ready to decorate our bottles. So my bottles dried up and I did give them two coats of chalk paint. They are white, but in some pieces they're not totally white, and I leave it that way because I want to that my bottles will look like old bottles. So always when you have old bottles, they are not always good, painted the greatest. So I'm going to leave it this way. I'm going to take my black marker again, just a simple marker where you also draw with, and I'm going to give the letters and the numbers, a little piece of the black, so a little bit around the sides, so to let them pop out a little bit more. So just go over it, little pieces of the letters and numbers. You see already, this is what I mean. Now I'm going to do all of them, and of course also from the other bottle, and then we're going to do the rest of the distressing. But first I'm going to do the letters and the numbers. You see, I show it to you a little bit closer, and you see I did just little lines and leave spots open, so that even gives you a more of a feeling of an old bottle, because always with old bottles the paint is going away. So you see here I just left open little pieces. So this is Farm 1913, and I'm going to do the other one, and then we're going to distress the bottle on zich. So we will go further, and I hope it will look like an old bottle. Here you see already I did both of the bottles with the black distressing. Now I'm going to take my brown marker and I'm going to go little pieces inside of my letter. I showed you a little bit closer. You see a little bit over here and little parts over here and little over here. So just little pieces of your letters, and then it looks even more older. At least I think it looks a little more older. So I will finish this off and then we're going to do the next step. We did distress the numbers and the letters. What we're going to do right now, we're just going to do the whole bottle. Also in distressing, I will do first one bottle and then I show you, then you don't have to wait for me. So I show you in a moment how one bottle is looking like with some distressing on it. Here you see the difference between one bottle, which is distressed. Of course, you can you can see that, and one I still didn't do. And I think already this one looks so much better, even when you only make some little stripes, and they make no rhyme or reason how you do it. But it makes such a difference if you make a little bit distressing on it or not. So I will do the second one and then we are going to do a little bit of rope on top of it and then it's almost finished. Our bottles are distressed right now. I'm going to take a piece of rope, and I always buy them in this kind of bundles, and they were only 99 cents. So of Dollar Tree, Dollarama, everyone has this kind, and here in the net this most of the time Action, and this time I bought it in a garden center, but only for 99 cents. Take a piece of your rope, just cut off a little piece you need, because we are going to try to make a loop on top of our lid of our bottle to give it a little bit more of a farmhouse touch, so a little bit this way. So I'm going to cut off a little piece because I don't want them too big. But you see already, this rope is out of 3 pieces of rope, and then they are turned in together. But what you're going to do is just take a little bit of your glue, put it in between your rope, wait a second until you don't burn yourself, or else it won't be a nice job to do. You see already I am totally on my on my glue, and I'm going to work my way around the end of the rope with a little bit of the glue which I did inside, and I'm just going to turn it in the way the rope is turned also, and this time just get it off, remove the glue, and of course if you have a little bit too much, just cut it off and make a nice flat piece. This is already one of the sides, and now we're going to do the other side, and then we're going to glue them on top of here to, like a kind of a loop. You see already I have my loops on top of my lid, and now what I'm going to do right now, you see a little bit touch of glue, and I think the rope can be a little bit distressed, so I take my marker again and just go over pieces of your rope, a little bit in the lines of your rope, and give it a little bit more of an old feeling, and also work away the little dots of glue you get when you glue it on top of your lid. So just give it a little bit more distressing. In a moment you see the end result of our two trash bottles. And here you see the finished result of our farmhouse treasure treasure bottles, and I think they turned out so nice. I have it on my kitchen counter, and you see already with some wooden cutting boards, some faux cakes, some cake stand, and you already and an old coffee machine. I think they look so nice. In a moment I show you a little bit closer how they really turned out. But if you like this content and you want to see more DIYs of Diane and me and even more home decor, come on over to our description box. There you find all the links to our channels. We have a short channel if you like more of the short videos, and we have a Christmas all year round channel if you want to do together with me more Christmas DIYs and Christmas inspiration all year round. So enough talking, I show you now in a moment a little bit closer. Have a beautiful day everyone.